coming live from Minnesota with the JW Solar USA. Guys, this is what I have for you guys today, and it's a Midnite Solar Incorporated. You can see right here, solar combiner box, and this is what we have. For this video, I'm gonna be showing you part of it. I already unboxed few of these. I got some videos on that. If you go to Midnite, you go into my playlist and see the combiners, or maybe you go solar or solar panels or Midnite, you'll see a lot of things that comprise the Midnite solar. And this is what it is. Let's open up this thing and see inside, and I'm gonna show you a little bit, because on my previous video before the Nissan Leaf battery, and you can see solar panel mounting, or how to mount solar panels using unistrut and super struts. And due to that, I'll just continue the series, because I like to do series of videos. At least it makes sense, because when you follow my videos, if you don't go to the playlist, you can able to see everything's supposed to be making sense to you. So let's see here. This is a configuration how you can wire your solar panels using a basic PV combiner diagram. And bring you closer, you can able to see how everything is set up. And you have your breakers, and using 150 volt DC breaker. You have to use a DC breakers. Do not use a AC breakers. It doesn't work, because the way AC and DC work is two different ways. So you have a 20 amp. These are 20 amp breakers shown there, because if you have a 300 and the 320s or whatever, or the 4 somethings, most of them, sometimes most of the 320s, they come with a 20 amp breaker, a 20 amp or 20 amp fuse required on solar panels, some of them. And look at the specification. It's going to tell you that this panel required a 20 amp or 15 amp. That's what you have to do and add it into this box here. And you can able to have 3 strings or more than that on this particular box we have here. So here is the specifications. There is a MNPV12, so that means about 12 thing. You can able to do 12, or MP6, you can do a 6. So this box required a 6 breakers. See that photovoltaic combiner, so you can put a 6 breakers here. So they already get 2 holes already breaker there, because some breakers are big, so you have to utilize 2 for 1. So some of them, they are huge. If you use a 100 amp is taking almost a 2 spot or 2 slots. So you only have, or 20 amps, even the 20 amp, or the 300 volt ones, they can take a big spot, like almost a third if you take this third one. So you can only have 2 of them in here, which are big breakers. And now you've seen them on my videos before. Go back and look at my videos. You'll see how everything is on different breakers, because I've been having a lot of tutorial videos. So this is the MNPV6, which is a 6 breaker and 250 volt. This one can handle that. So if you have a Midnite Classic 250, 200, 150, they still work. Okay. I'm supposed to show is a 2018. It's supposed to show how much amps that this box can carry. Okay, the MNPV2, which is this 1000 volt 30 amp. MNPV3 is 60 amp. MNPV4, which is can takes 1000. If you go like a more of the series grid-tied system, you can go on a higher voltage, like if you're using the MPP solar, so they can go up to about 500 and something. Some of them can go up to 600. You have to find a combiner box that can hold up to about 600 volts, or else you're gonna be in a little bit trouble. And with the bus bars in there, probably gonna be really hot. And you can see the MPV12, which is 250 volts at 168 amps. So if we look at for hours now here, because if you see on the box, it was showing the marks. So the one that's really related to us is the MPV6. So let's look for the MPV6. MPV6 right here. MPV6. So we are here, MPV6, so we can put 120 amps. Okay, 120 amps on this. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's why each breaker here is required, like I was saying, is a 20 amp breaker. So if you put 6 of them, then you already maxed out this box to 120 amps. So I just want to make it clear. Some people say, I've been having some of these questions. What kind of breaker do I have to use here? What kind of thing? The box is when you buy original, when you buy a legit box that tells you their handling capacity or capability, it gives you the specifications for you to understand what you have to do or what you need or what the rated box. It can't just be loading all kind of power, all kind of panels into this, then you're going to end up in trouble. So you don't want that. So even our charge controllers are mostly now, because they go in a higher voltage and the amps dropped. So pushing 120 ampere, you can able to use this as a combiner like a battery combiner. You can do that as well. And you know, it's rated, IP rated. You can have this one outside and no water is gonna come in here. You get some knockout you can able to do. And here this black panel, the clips right there, and you can fix it on the big knockout conduit thing and have different small ones. And this is the back where you can mount on the holes. You can put it there. Just you have to be really careful and know what you want to do. Don't tap any of these boxes, or don't crack any of these these holes, because you're gonna end up with a hole right there. So make your decision, make your estimates, and make sure you already analyze, or you know that this is what you want before you're gonna go back and get those tap those boxes and see holes for you to able to utilize according to your specification, or according to what you required or what you want to do, your preference. So I hope it makes sense, because not just buying this box, people say, wow, why do I have to buy one of those? I can just make mine. I can just use tie knots. I can just use a duct tape or whatever. After a while, duct tape gonna loosen up because of the heat outside. You're gonna see all like a glue started coming out. But if you have this one combiner, and you can do a lot of things you want to do. So let's go back and open up this guy here in the inside of it, so you can able to see how everything works with this box. Okay, stay tuned. Now we're detaching the box. You pull the clips on the side. So we're gonna set this one on the corner here. Look at all the diagram. It tells you what you have to do. And when connecting the solar, you can see the inputs all before. You can see all the inputs here, and this is the ground, okay, which is the negative, and the positives are coming all the way to the combiner plus DC out. So the top is always going to be where you coming from. So you feed the panel underneath the breakers. Never trying to feed the panels up here because it's a sense polarity. It has to sense it. It's a sense polarity, and make sure that you feed in the panel underneath the breakers. So this is your ground bus, and this is a negative bus, okay? And it goes in here. All the positive gets inside the breaker, underneath the breaker, all the positives. And it comes to a lug nut right here that goes to your charge controller or whatever you want to take it to. And this one is the ground bus, and the ground bus go for all your negatives on your solar panels. So you bring them in a strings. This is what is called string. So if you don't understand, you don't even know, it says I have them in groups, but the real term for it is you wire them in strings of threes. That's what it's called. They are wired in strings of threes. So 3 panels in series, 3 panels in series, and 3 panels series. So all these ones, if these panels are all 15 or 20 amps, according to the fuse we have here or breaker, so the amps don't increase. The amp stays the same because negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. So the positive gets to the breaker, which is one string, and the negative goes to the bus bar, the ground bus bar. So the same thing here. So you maintain the 20 amp range, okay? You maintain the 20 amp range. You don't parallel them. When you parallel them, now it's already become a 60 amp. So 60 amps, now you increase a 60 amp breaker here. If you decide to put a 60 amp breaker, 2 strings, it's already maxed out the capability of this box because 120 amps capability at 250 volt. So you can series this. Series high voltage is better. It's very good to deal with a high voltage than a low voltage because of you dealing with amps, and you're going to be dealing with a heavy duty cable. And this one, any of these lugs can take up to about 2 gauge wire. So just do your calculation. The 2 gauge wire, this is already over 120 amps because this is what these bus bars can handle, and whatever this fin that comes in here, which I'm gonna show you, that's what it requires. So you got all these ones. These are the mains. Now you're gonna take one of them, going to the main, or maybe your charge controller. All right. Or if you use it for batteries, now you're gonna go all your negative batteries, 2 gauge wires, and 2 gauge wires going to the breakers, and you have the 2 instead of having 6 wires. So 3 is gonna be here, 3 gonna be on the breaker. Now you end up with only 2 leads that take you to whatever you want to do. If you wired batteries, you want to use it for whatever you want to use it. You want to string them. So these are already stringed, and you even have your ground wire. A lot of people don't even know that you can even ground your batteries as well. Yes, you can ground your batteries. You know, batteries need to be grounded. You take the ground right here, or and put a rod all the way, just like you ground your solar panels. So a lot of people don't even know that you ground your wire, your batteries as well. So guys, this is the thing. This is made from Arlington, Washington, Seattle, and is American product, and it's a very good diagram here. And if you want to utilize it, or you want it as a reference towards your application. So we're gonna come here now and trying to get this guy out, and you can just see cover for it to get everything look nice. And here are the mount for your solar panel, solar breakers, which is the Midnite solar 150 breakers, or maybe 200, whatever you want to use. And this is where you anchor them. Okay, we got a label here for a caution for electric shock. So just you gotta have that sign. People can understand. You know what you're doing, but the other person is gonna be trying to deal with your system. Don't even know how your system is designed. This is what I was saying earlier, guys. And you can see, the torque. You can use a torque wrench. So you see the largest cable you can use is a 2 gauge or larger, which is going to be 50 inches or or 50 pounds torque wrench. That's what you have to use. And how you tighten it, that's the tighten of the thing. The torque uh breaker wire. So you can see after an hour you can do all the other stuff again after an hour. Then you can torque it to see if it's already, because wires tend to expand and see um, get it right how it's supposed to be, and you're done with it. So you don't have to tighten things, started breaking them. So this is the bus bar I was telling you guys. See, it takes about 2 gauge wire, so you can see. So one of them is gonna go to your charge controller. So you already have your 3 strings here if you want, or if the wires are smaller, you can use the other ones like an 8 gauge. You can use an 8 gauge. You can use a 6 gauge, and you can use a 10 gauge. So it depends. And the advantage is when the higher you go, the higher voltage you go on solar panels, the better it is, because of using a smaller wire. So that's why they start at 10, 8, 6, and 2. 2 is the biggest one. Sometimes you can use on the charge controller, also your charge controller, or your inverter, if it's a 48 volt or 60 volts, whatever it is. So here is the other fin that goes to the breaker up here that they indicated. I don't want to unstrap it because I don't want to lose it, and that is the lug for it. This is the lug right here. Sorry, I can't able to take it apart. This is the lug right here. That's the one here right now. This one here. That's the big lug. That's the main is coming out from. So there's a fins. This lug is attached to another fin here that has like 3 prongs, fingers, or 6 of them, so that you can get your breakers all sit up here. That transmit, that's the out, because your breaker is down, and that means your breaker is off. And when you turn it up, it goes into contact. So anytime you think your breaker by turning on is down, that means you're flip your breaker upside down. It depends on other countries the way they set up theirs too, but we tend to go all the way up in America. I don't know, for other countries they tend to go down, unless you have a three pole, or maybe a 3-way switch or 2-way switch, because when you turn things on the downstairs and you have to do your upstairs, you got to turn it up on the other way or opposite directions, because a 2-way switch or 3-way switch, they tend to act like that, but it's not for this kind of application. So I'm just trying to illustrate to show you guys. And you have stickers here that is already taken or utilized, and because they have to post them here, those are the stickers that came from here. And that's why you see right here the stickers already taken out, and to show you exactly where they have to go. And they have the sticker right here, they place right there. That's gonna be the first one here. So don't think probably they sent you a thing, maybe it's a used one or blank one. This is what they did. They used the first part of this one here. If you look at the measurement, is the same. Look at that. That's that sticker that came from there. So if you're looking at the middle one here, and this is the one they put right there, so that they can able to tell you, because some people probably end up throwing this paper and say, I don't need that, but you don't even know that they already show you where they're supposed to go or what they're supposed to do. And when you look at this one here, this small other one, this is the one that you have right on the bottom here that gives you the specification here for the wires right there, terminal bus bar. And if you look at this one here, the small one, this is the one that we have for this positive side. And if you look at this little one here, the neutral, and that's what they use right on the corner here, PV negative here. See that? So if I have to use the positive now, when I put my breakers, then I can use this, the PV output, PV plus output. I can put it at the top here. okay, whatever I have to do, where this thing is gonna go, this one. And the neutral or the ground, they already removed that sticker, which is already here, and the ground already, some of them already took from the bottom here. So don't think it's like maybe it's a used box, but they're just trying to show you how everything is already aligned for you to understand how the entire process work for you. And you can see they show you how to open the box, how to remove the plastic, and everything is there. So guys, this is just, I want to show you guys. I hope you understand it. And you got to get this thing back in here, and it sits there. And always make sure that these little fins on the bottom here fits down here first, because if you don't do that, you're going to end up breaking them. So they have to go there, they have to correspond, and drop this thing right there. Voila, it's already there. And you can just snap. All right, we already assembled this thing. After we slide it all the way up here. It has a groove in there. You want to pop that open. There we go. We are back on business. It's already assembled, and this thing's not gonna go off at all because I have two clips here, and it latches underneath right there. So don't forget, make sure this side goes first. You wear these things to sit here, or else you're gonna end up losing this, and it's gonna cost you again to buy this. You can buy this as well, but you don't have to go through all that trouble. So that's why I have to do this video for you guys to see how everything works and how you can operate this combiner solar PV combiner box live here at the JW Solar USA. Thanks for watching. I love you guys all. Bye for now. Stay tuned for the next video, which I'm going to be showing you how to mount solar panels on a unit strut or super strut the right way with the right equipment right here. Because I already made a videos before about I didn't mention the mid clamps. I showed for the poor man's way or the budget way and the rich man's way. This is the company or rich man's way, how they do things. That's what I'm going to be doing now this time, to show if you want to do that way, but